Child Care and Protection. The Child Care and Protection Act Arrangement of Sections Preliminary 1, Short Title, 2, Interpretation, 3, Objects of Act, Part 1, Care and Protection of Children. 4, Representation by Children's Advocate. 5, Establishment of Children's Register. 6, Duty to report need for care and protection. 7, Assessment and investigation of reports to registry. 8, Circumstances in which a child is in need of care and protection. 9, Cruelty to children. 10, Prohibition against sale or trafficking of children. 11, Warrant to search for and remove child. 12, Detention of child in place of safety. 13, Power to bring child needing care or protection before court. 14, Powers of court. 15, Power to take offender into custody. 16, Mode of charging offences and limitation of time. 17, Power to hear case in absence of child. 18, Extension of power to take statement of child. 19, Admission in evidence of deposition of child. 20, Evidence of child of tender years. 21, Order to submit to medical examination. 22, Disease testing of convicted offender. 23, Disposal of case by order of court. 24, Power of parent or guardian to bring child before court. Part 11, General provisions for care and protection of children. 25, Interpretation for Part 11. 26, Responsibilities of fit persons. 27, Duty to provide care for child. 28, Duty to secure education of child. 29, Contributions. 30, Contribution orders. 31, Provisions as to affiliation order. 32. Reference in Section 30 or 31 to Court for Kingston and St Andrew is to Family Court. 33, Prohibition on employment of child under 13. 34, Restriction on employment of child over 13. 35, Exception for artistic performances. 36, Responsibility for contravention of Sections 33 and 34. 37, Search warrant. 38, Saving. 39, Prohibition on employment in nightclubs, etc. 40, Prohibition of sale of intoxicating liquor or tobacco products to child. 41, Begging. 42, Restriction on presence of child in court. 43, Power to clear court when child in court. 44, Power to prohibit publication of certain matters. 45, Restriction on newspaper reports of proceedings in juvenile court. Part 3, Children in care. 46, Interpretation for Part 3. 47, License to operate children's home. 48, Application for license. 49, Power of minister in respect of licenses. 50, Appeals. 51, Responsibility of licensees. 52, Notification of reception of child. 53, Removal or death of child. 54, Power to visit and inspect homes. 55, Warrant to visit and inspect. 56, Control over licensed homes. 57, Order to remove child from home. 58, Escape from fit person. 59, Transfer of persons under care of fit persons. 60, Emigration, etc., of children. 61, Rules relating to fit persons. 62, Rights of child in places of safety, etc. Part 4, Children detained or brought before a court. 63, Age of criminal responsibility. 64, Determination of age. 65, General considerations for guidance of courts. 66, Separation of children from adults. 67, Bail or detention of child. 68, Remand or committal to juvenile remand center. 69, Attendance at court of parent of child charged with offense, etc. 70, Notice to appropriate officers of charges against child. 71, Constitution of, procedure in, and appeal from, Children's Court. 72, Jurisdiction of Children's Court. 73, Provisions as to powers of Children's Court. 74, Court other than Children's Court to have powers of Children's Court. 75, Power of other courts to remit child offenders to Children's Court. 76, Methods of dealing with child offenders. 77, Enforcement of recognizance. 78, Restriction on punishment. 79, Restriction on committal to juvenile correctional center. 80, Special provisions relating to probation. 81, Provisions relating to committal to child correctional center. 82, Provisions relating to committal to fit person. 83. No committal to center which has ceased to be a juvenile correctional center. 84. Steps to be taken by Minister on receipt of Fit Person Order, Part 5, Administration and Enforcement. 85. Establishment of Council. 86. General duty of the Council to advise the Minister. 87. Proceedings by Minister. 88. Miscellaneous offences. 89. General penalty. 90. Forms. 91. Regulations. 92. Protection from liability. 93. Power of Minister to amend Act, Schedules. Child Care and Protection. The Child Care and Protection Act, 6th of March, 2004, Preliminary 1. This act may be cited as the Child Care and Protection Act. 2. In this act, adult means a person who has attained the age of 18 years. Adult Correctional Center has the meaning assigned to it by Section 2 of the Corrections Act. Child means a person under the age of 18 years. Children's Advocate means the Office of Children's Advocate constituted under Section 4. Children's Court means any children's court established in accordance with the provisions of this Act. Children's Home means any institution, dwelling house or other place where 4 or more children are boarded and maintained other than by a parent or lawful guardian, either gratuitously or for reward. Children's Officer means a public officer designated by the Minister to be a children's officer for the purposes of this Act. Contribution Order means an order made by a court under Section 30 requiring any person to make contributions in respect of any child committed to the care of a fit person or to a juvenile correctional center. Correctional order means an order made by a court sending a child to a juvenile correctional center. The council means the advisory council established under this act. Fit person means the minister, and any person or body, whether corporate or unincorporate, designated by the minister. Fit person order means an order committing a child to the care of a fit person, guardian, in relation to a child, includes any person who, in the opinion of the court having cognizance of any case in relation to the child or in which the child is concerned, has, for the time being, the charge of or control over the child. Intoxicating liquor means any fermented, distilled or spirituous liquor which cannot, save in certain specified circumstances, according to any enactment for the time being in force, be legally sold without a license. Juvenile Correctional Center has the meaning assigned to it by Section 2 of the Corrections Act. Juvenile Remand Center has the meaning assigned to it by Section 2 of the Corrections Act. Place of safety means my place appointed by the minister to be a place of safety for the purposes of this act. Probation and Aftercare Officer has the meaning assigned to it by Section 2 of the Corrections Act. Registry means the Children's Registry established under Section 5. 2. Where there is a reference in this act to the best interests of a child, the factors to be taken into account in determining the child's best interests shall include: A. The safety of the child. B. The child's physical and emotional needs, and level of development. C. The importance of continuity in the child's care. D. The quality of the relationship the child has with a parent or other person, and the effect of maintaining that relationship. E. The child's religious and spiritual views. F. The child's level of education and educational requirements. G. Whether the child is of sufficient age and maturity so as to be capable of forming his or her own views and, if so, those views are to be given due weight in accordance with the age and maturity of the child. H. The effect on the child of a delay in making a decision. 3. This act shall be interpreted and administered so that the best interests of the child is the paramount consideration and in accordance with the following principle. A. Children are entitled to be protected from abuse, neglect and harm or threat of harm. B. A family is the preferred environment for the care and upbringing of children, and the responsibility for the protection of children rests primarily with the parents. C. If, with available support services, a family can provide a safe and nurturing environment for a child, support services should be provided. 6. Where the child is of sufficient age and maturity so as to be capable of forming his or her own views, those views should be taken into account when decisions relating to the child are made. E. Kinship ties and the child's attachment to the extended family should be preserved if possible, and F. Decisions relating to children should be made and implemented in a timely manner. 4. For the purposes of this part. A. Any person who is the parent or legal guardian of a child, or who is legally liable to maintain the child, shall be presumed to have the custody of the child, and as between father and mother, neither shall be deemed to have ceased such custody by reason only that the father or mother has deserted, or otherwise does not reside with the other parent and the child. B. Any person to whose charge a child is committed by any other person who has the custody of the child shall be presumed to have charge of that child. C. Any other person having actual possession or control of a child shall be presumed to have the care of the child. 3. The objects of this act are: A. To promote the best interests, safety and well-being of children. B. To recognize that I. While parents often need help in caring for children, help should give support to the autonomy and integrity of the family unit, and wherever possible, be provided on the basis of mutual consent. 2. The least restrictive or disruptive course of action that is available and appropriate in a particular case to help a child should be followed. C. To recognize that child services should be provided in a manner that I. Respects the child's need for continuity of care and for stable family relationships, and 2. Takes into account physical and mental differences among children in their development. D. To recognize the special needs of children in conflict with the law.